Hey, it's the last day of the year. Just giving you an update what I've been doing. A couple things. Playing Fortnite using my new Corsair keyboard, the K70 LUX, and the new mouse. Don't know what I'm going to call. I don't know the name of it. It's got a stupid name, but it doesn't matter. Also, the other things that I've been doing when I've been in the house working on the PCs. Basically did all the upgrades required on my Ryzen 5 machine and my AMD 3 machine, Black Edition 6 core. Had a hell of a time putting patches on one of them. Found out there's like everyone has ideas on how to get around the, I think is the 1807 Windows patch. Problem with the 1807 is it can be screwed up on a few things. And it seems like the biggest is if you actually activated the IIS web server, you really need to turn it off. And if for some reason you corrupt your register or got any issues, you got a problem. So I had to figure out all those tricks. At one point, I actually had to run a reg repair tool that found the register didn't line up to what APIs I had and downloaded some stuff. And I was able to shut down all the services because I couldn't shut down the services to do the patching because I found when you ran it, it said had a problem with the service. Found out you had to turn off the service, but you couldn't turn off the service because there's something wrong with the register and many other things. So that took me a couple days and eventually figured it out and got it working. I could have done like most people, screw it, reload the OS and go from there, but I'm not going to do that because I don't learn anything from that. I'm trying to learn how to fix it, and that's what I did. So it's done. So done with Windows now. Yesterday, worked on the Jeep. Had a couple things I need to work on. My front and rear diff leak a little bit. The back one is the pinion seal is leaking a bit. I don't want to replace that right now. It's a bit cold. So I just topped it up. So I think we're good. I've got a new pinion seal and a diff cover to put on that vehicle. And most of you guys don't know what a diff cover is. So what I'm going to do, let me show you what a diff cover is. I'll show you what a pinion seal looks like too. Okay, pinion seal is one of these. It's the, it goes over the shaft that connects, the drive shaft connects to the pinion. And there's a connector off that. So this is the seal on the ball on your rear differential. So got to replace that. It's pretty easy. Disconnect the axle, disconnect the knuckle, pop this off, pop this on. For me, I've never done it. It'll probably take me 4 hours. The first time after that will probably take me 2 hours. The guy who does it all the time has the right equipment. Actually, if I had a lift and inside a warm shop, probably take me a half hour. Worst case, an hour. Because I got to crawl under my Jeep and do it the hard way. It's going to take time. Then when I do that, I probably want to replace this. Actually don't have one on it. It's probably using this, and this is high temperature gas liquid gasket that goes on the diff cover. I'm just saying, what you talking about? The diff cover that I want to put on my vehicle is this thing here. The reason I want this one on is for a couple reasons. One thing, I can check my levels. You just take this off and there's a little dipstick on it. This part I can drain. This one I can fill. Traditionally, most of them have the plug right here, and you fill it until it comes leaking out, or stick your finger and you can feel it. I don't think that's good enough. And I like to change my diff gear oil regularly. And I haven't really been doing it enough. So now the plan is to put that on when I put the pinion seal on. Because I want to drain the ball anyways at that time. So that's what the plan is. So that's some issues on the Jeep. So only thing left on the Jeep to do now, because we did the regular rear brakes, because on the JK the rears go pretty quick. They go almost like you go through 2 or 3 sets of the rear brakes before the front. The fronts actually last forever because they're ceramic. The rear are semi-metallic. The new ones I put on are a hybrid in between, so they'll probably go together, which is not a big issue. So that's brake pads. The other problem I have on the Jeep, which is got to do with the rear brakes, is the park brake needs to be adjusted. But I'm not going to do that right now because days are getting short. I don't want to have to deal with tool shops today because the 31st stores are closing early, and if I need a part, I'm screwed. I need the car for Wednesday to go to work, maybe. Not sure if I'm going to go to the office or work from home. I'm thinking of going to the office because I want to get out of the house. The other thing is when I did the brakes, found the rear brake pads. I think one side was about 5 millimeters. The other one was probably 3 and a bit more abused than it should have been. And that was because one of the slider rails, they have these bolts that go into the caliper bracket. The top one's good. The bottom one's a bit gummed up. I think it got water in it. And I've cleaned it up somewhat, lubricated it. But it's going to be a pain in the ass. So I ordered new sliders. And what I'll do is when they come in, that's the time I'll do my park brake. And I also went to the tool shop today to get some brushes that you normally use for pipes or cleaning guns to clean the inside of those pipes on the caliper bracket. And then lubricate them properly, and that problem will go away. And then we'll be golden. One side is good, the other side needs a bit of work. So, and actually, when I do the park brake, I'll probably clean both sides up. The pins on the other ones are good, so we'll just lubricate them properly so they're consistent. And adjust the park brake, and then the back will be done until the summer. And the only other little thing I need to do is an oil change. But I run a really good synthetic oil, so I'm not too worried about it if I don't change it this week or next week. It's not a problem. And I always top up my oil because it's a Chrysler engine. They're known to, especially this one is known to burn some oil. So I put probably a pint of oil in every month to month and a half to keep it up. That's a known issue on the engine that's in that vehicle. It's actually known on Jeeps anyways, but I'm from the world of check my oil anyways, so I don't mind. It's not a big concern for me. And I'd always bring oil with me. Had another weird issue yesterday too, because I do go through a little bit of antifreeze. Like probably every 4 years or 5 years, I got to top it up a bit. Really, I need to change it this summer, which I will do. So because it was a little low, inside the car yesterday was cold until I actually drove and it pushed water into the upper radiator, which heats the cab. Last night I actually filled it up because I have the proper coolant on the Jeep. You got to be careful. There's 2 types of coolant. One's they're not the green stuff. You can't put that in the vehicle. You've got to use this on my vehicle. It's an orange colored one. I think it's MO something something. And the new one is a 3-letter acronym, and it's purple. Make sure you get the right one. Can't mix them. The colors sometimes get screwed up because the colors are not always the same. So make sure you get the right thing. Check your vehicle. And that's with any car today. You know, going to get regular coolant, stick it in your vehicle, may not be a smart move. You better find out what your vehicle actually is designed for a few things. Coolant isn't coolant. And that sounds a bit weird, but realistically, some of the coolants are designed to make sure there's no corrosion, to make sure the gaskets don't fail, and many other things. And if you decide you want to go, like on the Jeep, if you want to go from the old style to the new style, you better flush the system out fully and then reload it. You don't want to mix them, because mixing the old style and the new style will actually cause corrosion in the engine and cause major failure and gasket failure. Very bad. So don't do that. And be careful with your dealers. And this is not just Jeep or Chrysler. This is everybody. Not every freaking shop that you take your car in knows what the hell needs to be in them, because they assume it's this. And with the Chryslers, and I think it's even Ford on this one, and probably even the Japanese, is couple of years ago, because of something that happened between the governments, they modified it. So there's a year that it changes for the terms. I'm going to say the orange to the purple, and that happened at 1 year, and from then on, it was the new stuff. Again, be careful with your coolant. Don't fuck that up. It'll screw up your engine. Not a good thing at all. And if you're off-roading or even going anywhere and you run out of coolant, you're better off to carry some mixed coolant for your vehicle. That would be a smart move. I leave some in my car, which is what I do. On the new vehicles, I don't worry about it right now. Like Lily's got a new car, I'm not going to worry about it because I'm not going to have issues with that for probably about 10 years. But on my car, it's getting older, so I have it just in case I need it. Doesn't take a lot of space to carry it. That's about it. Cars, computers, and going back to work on Wednesday. See ya. Hey, where's my mouse? See you again. Bye.